Welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I am your co-host, Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
It's Wednesday, January 25th. The past couple weeks, we were in Sherwood Park out at Salisbury Greenhouse. And here we are again, Sherwood Park. We're at Festival Place, thanks to General Manager Gavin Farmer. There was a band that played here recently, so you can see everything is set up behind us. What a great venue to be in.
It's interesting. Normally I have stage fright, so it's okay that there's no audience in here because I feel a little bit more relaxed still.
If I had known that, we could have tested you out and put 500 people in here. That would have been great.
Next week. Next week, maybe.
We'll try that. Again, as usual, another great show coming up. Please make sure you watch us on www.artstalkonline.com. If you want to email us or have an event coming up that you'd like to talk about or maybe be a guest, come email us at info@artstalkonline.com.
I've had a pretty crazy week. I've been working on the film set of I Think I Do as a driver, and I've had no sleep over the last 2 weeks, and it has been so fun. And my very first minion came this week. My sister gave birth to a little boy named Jacob, whom I call Minion. Thank you. So anybody that follows me on Twitter or Facebook, you've probably seen a million pictures because I'm like an obsessive first-time godmother and just been posting them like crazy, and he's so perfect.
So maybe just quickly before we talk about today's show, tell us what a driver does on set.
Absolutely nothing. I'm learning to become a teamster, which is great. I have a super early call time, like 4:30, to go and pick up the cast, and then I shuttle them to and from set once we're there, and then take them home at the end of the day. So the in-between times is a lot of sitting in my car and beating Plants vs. Zombies, which has been awesome.
And texting me. I get a lot
regularly.
of texts from Jennifer. Okay, today's show, we have two great guests, as usual. Tell us about our first guest.
Brad Kells is our first guest. He's got a CD release party coming on February 3rd, so he's going to give us all the information about that. I'm really quite excited. And who's our second guest today?
Tanya Wee. Tanya is a belly dancer. She not only teaches, but she's with an organization called Rockabelly here in Edmonton, so can't wait to learn a little bit more about belly dancing and all of that. She has threatened me that she may be teaching me a few steps, which could be kind of scary.
No, that's going to be awesome. I think you're going to
Awesome
be an
for
excellent
you,
belly
maybe.
dancer.
Scary for me.
Yeah, all the laughing in the background will be me.
Sounds good.
Supporting you.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
And of course, Lee Conrad is back, and we have a couple of new segments that we'll be adding, or a new segment this show. We'll have a makeup segment. Tell us a little bit about
Ashley McKessick is here. She's my makeup artist. She does all this wonderful work, and I try to use her on every show that I'm involved in because she's my favorite. So she's going to talk to you about how to become a makeup artist. And I think next week she's got something for us too, so we'll keep that a surprise and fill you in on our next episode. So let's go to Ashley.
Let's see it.
Hi, I'm Ashley McKessick of In Your Face Makeup Artistry. I'm here today to teach you some tips and tricks on how to become a makeup artist. First thing I can recommend, once you've decided that you're dedicated and passionate about makeup artistry, is to go to school. Do your research though. Make sure that you find a school that's right for you. The most important thing that school is going to teach you is about sanitization. You want to make sure that you keep yourself, your kit, and your client safe. The most important thing that you're going to get out of school is your certificate. It's going to give you credibility and it's going to book you jobs. So another great thing that's going to give you credibility is business cards. Get some business cards, maybe put a photo on there of your work, and it's going to, as you pass those out, it's going to give you word of mouth. It's going to pass your name around, and you're going to get more jobs, more gigs, and it's going to spread your name around. Next, you need to build your kit. You need to get all of the things that you need in your kit so that you are ready at a moment's notice. The last thing I'm going to touch on is make sure that you're professional and presentable at every gig. That's so important. You want to give the best impression to everyone that you talk to and meet on a daily basis. I hope this helped, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Ashley. I'm Jennifer Boudreau, and
Bill Roberts.
Welcome back. So now I know how to become a makeup artist, so if acting doesn't work out for me, then I may very well continue down the makeup route instead, although I can't do my own makeup very well, so maybe that also is not an option for me.
It's interesting actually hearing some of the things that she's talking about and some of the things that she's been showing us, and as a guy, being a male actor, I've always joked with my daughters I've probably worn more makeup than their mom has ever worn. Of different styles. So anyway, who's coming up?
We've got Brad Kells. This is his CD, which we will be releasing on February 3rd. He signed it for me. So now I will sell this on eBay for $1 million. Anybody interested?
Do I get 10% of the profit?
I'll think about it.
Thanks.
See how I feel. So we'll bring Brad up in just a moment.
We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Boudreau, and this is Brad Kells. Say hi, Brad.
Hello.
He is releasing this CD on February 3rd called Machine World. This is your first CD, right?
This is my second CD.
Your
actually.
second CD.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So if we wanted to buy your CDs, where could we find them?
You can find them on my website
Okay.
at bradkelsmusic.com.
Okay.
There's iTunes there that you could get. You can actually get the album as well. And I'll
Fantastic.
send it to you
So
somehow.
tell us about your awesome party on the 3rd.
It's going to be a wicked party. There's 3 great bands that are playing. There's Kick Up a Fuss, White Lightning, and myself. So it promises to be a great event. There's also Deluxe Burgers on board. They're going to be handing out some gift cards and
Excellent.
burgers and beers and stuff like that.
So where is it? We are at Deluxe on the 3rd, is that?
No,
No.
Deluxe is presenting the show. The show's
Okay.
at the Haven Social Club,
Okay.
which is on the West End
Okay.
in Edmonton.
And what time does that
Yeah.
start?
8 o'clock doors.
8
Doors,
o'clock?
yeah.
And can we purchase tickets at the door, or do we have to buy them in advance?
Yeglive.ca. You can get them.
Live.ca?
Yeglive.ca.
Okay.
So YEG
Live.
live.ca. Yeah, you can get them there or you can get them at the door. $10. So I think
Okay.
that's a pretty fair price for
That's perfect.
these 3 bands. So
And can we buy our CDs there?
yes.
Excellent. Now, one of these songs here on the back, You're on My Mind, just has a music video that you just released about a month ago. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
And I think that it's been received fairly well. You were saying it's got quite a high
Yeah, there's-
viewership.
400 YouTube views or something like that already. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know who's watching it, but that's cool.
Well, everybody should be watching it,
Yeah.
I would hope.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, everyone should.
Wonderful. So you brought your guitar,
I did.
and are you singing one of the songs from the CD for us?
Yes. I'm going to
Which one will you
sing
be
one of the
singing?
ones that I just recently wrote. It's going to be Whiskey Wheels is the one I'm going to.
Whiskey Wheels. That's number 2 on here. $1 million, and it's yours.
1 million. Yeah,
Signed
right.
on the inside. 1 million. All right. Well, let's hear
Right
some
now.
music.
Okay. Good acoustics in here. I haven't slept in 3 weeks. Well, I've been drinking whiskey, man, and I've been down in the graveyard, digging myself 6 feet down, and I've been into some shit, can't really specify it. Hey, I'm okay with it, 'cause hey man, I gotta live my life, and I don't worry about a thing. No, I don't worry about a thing. No, I don't worry about a thing. It's coming round. It's coming round again. Well, I enjoy my sunrise at the end of the night, when her eyes look just right and she's not afraid to bite. And I've been blowing around in the breeze, and it really don't bother me. And I don't owe you a goddamn thing, man, but hey, this one's on me. And I don't worry about a thing. No, I don't worry about a thing. No, I don't worry about a thing. It's coming round. It's coming round again.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Well, this is Brad Kels. If you want to see more of him, February 3rd, CD release party at the Haven Social Club, starting at 8 p.m. And that's it. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you on February 3rd. Welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
Bill Roberts.
And that was Brad Kels with our first musical performance on the show. So that was really exciting that he was able to do that for us.
That sounded great. What a great musician.
I'm
Make sure you get out to a CD release party.
Yes, February 3rd at the Haven Social Club.
Yeah, that's just over on the west end of Edmonton, as you said, just off Stony Plain Road, actually.
Oh,
nice little venue.
Oh, well, good. I'm excited for him. That's wonderful. We also went to high school together, so it's nice to see that quite a few people coming out of our graduation year into music and the arts, so that was really wonderful to have him. We've got some events coming up. I just have one. I Think I Do, the movie that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks, wraps tomorrow. So tomorrow is your last day to see their trailers up in town and all the media interviews. They were just on Breakfast Television this week too. So keep your eyes and ears open. They're coming out in Avenue Magazine and everywhere. So what do you have for us this week?
Well, I have a couple of events. One which is called Arts Expo, which takes place out in Sherwood Park, actually, at the Agora, which is the center in the park. That's being put on by the Arts and Culture Council of Strathcona County. That takes place February 12th and 13th. So it's a two-day event, basically like a trade show that works, have artists there displaying their work, showing their work, and can sell their work. Also, just quickly, Festival Place, of course, is booked solid through the year. Every weekend there's bands and all sorts of events happening here. So I just thought I'd let you know that Blackie and the Rodeo Kings will be here on February 3rd. Now that show is actually sold out. I don't know if they'll be opening up any other tickets in the venue for it. Steve Dawson's Mississippi Sheiks Tribute Project will be here February 4th, which is a blues band. So call Festival Place to get tickets for that. Upcoming, Lee Conrad, another movie review for us, and I think he's reviewing Gunless,
a Canadian
film with Paul Gross. So it'll be interesting to see what Lee has to say about that, actually. Let's toss it over to Lee.
Welcome back to Movie Reflections. I was digging through my vast movie collection looking for something I had yet to watch. I came across something that had been sitting on the pile for a while. Gunless. This film, written and directed by William Phillips, stars Paul Gross as the notorious American gunslinger, the Montana Kid, who drifts into the small town of Barclays Brush in the Dominion of Canada. After a misunderstanding with the local blacksmith, played by Tyler Mane, the Kid calls him out for a gunfight, only there's one problem. The blacksmith has no gun. Unable to shoot an unarmed man, the Kid makes a point to find another firearm in order to have his gunfight. His search leads him to Jane, a smart, sassy woman who has the only other gun in town, and it's broken. This leads to the inevitable stranger in a strange land scenario with ample opportunity for laughs and character development. I feel a little ambivalent about this movie. It is decidedly Canadian through and through, from the casting, the directing, the acting, the setting, and so forth. There's a sense of pride in that. However, I also feel it's a hindrance to the movie. I had a hard time buying Paul Gross as a cold-blooded killer. Most of the roles I've seen him in, he's a pretty likable guy right from the get-go. It's like if Burt Reynolds was cast as Superman. You wouldn't buy it. The characters are likable enough. Tyler Mane was a highlight for me in that it's the first role I've seen him in where he doesn't play a monster of some sort. Graham Greene has a small recurring cameo throughout. Sadly, I wish he was in more of the film. He's a great performer, and I think his talent is wasted here. Overall, I think the movie would have worked better if the Montana Kid was played by a more notable American actor of Westerns. Imagine if Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name character came into Canada to pick a fight, and instead he got a hug. Two stereotypes meeting, American Old West toughness against good old Canadian hospitality. It's there in the story, but doesn't get played up enough to give us the laughs. It's fun to watch these kinds of stories. Crocodile Dundee comes to mind as a great example. Unfortunately, this one didn't hold my attention as well as I'd hoped. If you like Paul Gross, you can't really go wrong by watching this. Just don't expect massive amounts of laughs. If you've ever wondered what a Canadian Western would be like, this is the movie to watch. If you have no idea who Paul Gross is, then I'd recommend watching Men with Brooms instead of Gunless. With your movie reflection, I'm Lee Conrad.
Thanks so much again, Lee. Well, he kind of liked it. It wasn't one
Yeah.
of the films he said was his favorite or anything like that, but
Yeah, but Gunless, Canadian film, I think we should be supporting our industry anyways and go out there and rent it.
you bet. Anything that we can promote Canadian, that is great. So coming up is Tanya.
Yes.
And talk to us all about belly dancing.
I'm excited to watch you learn how to belly dance.
I'm still scared. I might have to call you up here. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after this with Tanya. And welcome back to Arts Talk Online. I'm your co-host, Bill Roberts. Again, remember our email address if you want to get hold of us at info@artstalkonline.com. With me is Tanya. And Tanya, I messed up your last name when I introed the show, so can you tell me what that is?
My last name is actually Tanya Gigliotti, but on Facebook and on a lot of other forums, people know me as Tanya Wee because, well, Gigliotti is a little tough to pronounce.
And I've always kind of known Tanya as Tanya Wee. We did a show together way back, a few years back, and so I didn't think to change it. That's my research
I'll
issues.
never forgive you, Bill, but it's okay.
Thanks, Tanya. I appreciate it. So Tanya is a belly dancer. So first of all, I want to find out, why did you get into belly dancing?
Well, I was living in Prague for a couple of years, about 10 years ago, and you know how people find themselves in Europe and that kind of thing when I was younger, and started taking some belly dance classes there, and just, it's such an addictive dance form, especially for those people, at least for me anyway. I'd never had any other dance background before. I'd had some martial arts background, and that's about it. And it was so great to just jump into something that adult women could do with no real previous dance experience, and just such a community formed, and moved back to Edmonton and found that there was a huge community of belly dancers here too, and yeah, it just sucked me right in.
So how many years have you been dancing?
About 11 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're with an organization called Rockabilly, is that correct?
Yes, that's the dance troupe that I am actually currently president of.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's very impressive. We started actually as the Jewels of Isis. Isis used to be one of the dance schools here in the city, and we started performing with through the school. And then about a year and a half in, we decided to become our own professional troupe, and we became Rockabilly. That's RAQABELLY.com. And we dance at all sorts of different venues. We've done the Fringe and the Feats Festival, which is a great dance festival here in the city, and we've done all sorts of cultural events, and it's just been, and we also, you know, have done weddings. A surprising amount of people want us to get the party started at weddings, and it's
Wow.
always a good, it's always a good way to get everybody up and moving, and yeah, we've just been having a blast with it for the last little while, and yeah.
And I've seen Rockabilly perform at the Fringe. Now, you always seem to tell a story somewhat with your performances.
Well, that would be sort of my influence, if I could be so bold as to say that, and now I'm going to have 10
Maybe
belly
that's why you're
dancers
the
running after
president.
me. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I like to tell stories, and I also work at Greenwood's Bookshop in the children's section, so perhaps that's where some of that storytelling
Another
comes
plug
from.
for Greenwood Books.
There you go, independent bookstores.
Yeah.
And it's also very convenient to tell a story because Rockabilly does all three forms of belly dance. We do American tribal style, we do tribal fusion, which is what I teach, and we also do the more traditional Middle Eastern dancing, which some people refer to as Oriental or Raksharki. So we do all three, and so in order to get all three of those dance styles in, it's nice to have a storyline to help people understand what those different dance forms are, and help them figure that out. Yeah.
Okay, and also quickly, because I understand you want to show me a couple of things, so
Yes.
before we run out of time, you have your own website.
I do.
Which is tanyasbelly.com.
Yeah.
And you'll-
TANIAS belly.com. Yeah.
And you also teach.
I do. I teach at two of the 5 fabulous studios here in the city. That I told you the community was big here, and so I teach at Bedouin Beats, which is on 118th Ave, and I also teach at the School of Rock. That's RAQ because Rocks is Middle Eastern for dance. And that's near White Ave. It's on 81st Ave on 104th Street, and they are fabulous schools, and say for example, Bedouin Beats puts on some really great student shows. The next one is on April 1st, and they have, we do storylines for those because I organize those student shows too, and the next one's going to be a Star Trek themed show. So we welcome
Nice.
everyone to come out, and it's at the Provincial Theatre Museum. Provincial Museum Theatre, that's the word order.
There you go. And so, and just as maybe we'll kind of stand up here,
Yes.
as I said, now, I think there's only 2 male belly dancers in Edmonton. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's
yes,
what I understand?
Yes, yeah. And you will now become one of them. Now
I
there will
get to be the
three.
3rd
Yes,
male belly
yeah.
dancer. How do they get a hold of you, by the way, for the classes?
You can either go to the Bedouin Beats or School of Rock website, or you can go to mine, the tanyasballet.com website.
All right, well, we'll close this segment off by having Tanya show me something. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we're going to find out.
Well, let's just give a shot to doing the traditional shimmy. So all you're going to do is try taking your right knee, and you're just going to go back, 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 back.
Like this?
Just nice and loose, yeah.
Wow.
And then take
I have
it-
the belly for this, too, by the way.
and then take the left knee and do back, back, back. Now go right, left, back, 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 back. Good, nice, excellent.
Thank you very much. This is Bill Roberts. Thank you, Tanya, for being on the show. We'll be right back after this. Wow. Do you think I can be the next male belly dancer in Edmonton?
Yeah, that was my favorite moment ever on this show.
There'd
it
be
was
3 of
awesome.
us. 3 male belly dancers, that's it.
You'll be infamous.
Well,
Infamous.
now that I'm, on this whole diet thing and going back to the gym, it might be a good thing to do.
You might have to quit that because if you're going to be a belly dancer, you don't want to lose the belly, right?
Well, I guess so. I'll have to think about that. All right, well, another great show.
It
Tanya was
was.
great. Brad was awesome. Make sure you do tune in and watch us at artstalkonline.com. Email us at info@artstalkonline.com with any events you have coming up you want us to promote, or if you want to be a guest on the show. It's been another fun day, evening.
Yeah, this
here
was
at
my
Festival
favorite.
Place. Thanks again to Festival Place and General Manager Gavin Farmer for having us on his stage and in this perfect venue for Arts Talk Online.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, helping me get over my stage fright a little bit, and we look forward to seeing you next week on February 2nd.
Is it
February
February 1st.
February
Wednesday,
1st.
February 1st, we'll be back with Arts Talk Online. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, everybody.